On the glittering station of Aeon Cross, thousands of species mingled. Star traders, soldiers, smugglers, tourists. Among them walked Sileya, a young alien woman from the planet Eulora. Graceful, porcelain white skin faintly glowing with star patterns. But unlike most Eulorans, Sileya was deaf. Her people communicated using bioluminescent sign language, patterns of light blooming from the markings on their cheeks and hands. Sileya's patterns were beautiful, but she had always felt broken, defective, because she'd never heard a voice, not even her own. Tonight, she had done something brave, a blind date. Her friend had arranged it with a well-respected Eulora technician named Lior. Sileya arrived early at the restaurant, nervous, adjusting her shimmering cloak while her fingers trembled. She practiced her signs in the reflection of the window. "Hello, I am happy to meet you. My lights are bright tonight because I am excited." She wanted so badly to belong. Across the room sat a human man, tired eyes, broad shoulders. His uniform jacket folded over the seat next to him. A little girl sat across from him, swinging her legs, holding a toy starship. "Papa, she's so pretty," the little girl whispered, pointing toward Sileya. The father smiled softly. "Yes, Stella." "She is." He didn't expect her to look back. He didn't expect destiny to be listening. Lior finally arrived, stylish, confident. He sat down and signed lazily. "You weren't what I expected." Sileya's glow dimmed. She signed back politely. "I hope that's not a bad thing." Lior scoffed. "Your lights flicker strangely. You're limited, a burden. I need a mate with stronger genes." Her chest tightened. Words cut deeper when you can't hear them, only feel their rejection. Finally, Lior stood. "I don't date defects." He left, just like that. Sileya kept her face steady. But her light, her language, flickered weakly, like a candle dying in a storm. Across the room, the human father's heart cracked. He couldn't just sit and watch. He rose. "Middle, you deserve better." He approached slowly, so she wouldn't be startled. When she noticed him, her markings pulsed in surprise. She didn't know if he was speaking to her. She couldn't hear. But humans usually weren't cruel. He pointed at himself, me, then formed a heart shape over his chest. Kindness. Then pointed to the empty seat. "May I?" Sileya hesitated, then nodded. He sat gently, offering a warm smile. He tapped his chest. "Evan." He tapped the table, then pointed at her markings, hoping to ask her name. Her lights fluttered shyly. Sileya. He didn't understand the symbols, but the emotion behind them. Crystal clear. The little girl ran over, full of fearless excitement. "I'm Stella." "I like your sparkles." Sileya smiled, truly smiled, for the first time tonight. Stella giggled and began copying Sileya's gestures with clumsy but earnest hands. Sileya's glow brightened, patient and gentle as she taught the child. Evan watched, entranced. This was a woman who had been rejected for the very thing that made her magical. He typed into his wrist communicator and showed her. "I saw what he did. You deserve better." Sileya's lights shimmered. She pressed her hand to her heart in gratitude. For the first time in her life, someone cared without conditions. A connection made of starlight, Evan learned quickly. She couldn't hear speech. She felt vibrations if someone tapped a table. Her markings changed color with emotion. She loved to watch the stars because stars never asked her to listen. He typed more. "I'm a single father. Stella's mother died 3 years ago." Sileya's expression softened. His words continued. "I thought our lives were broken. But maybe we're just different." Sileya glowed warmly. She signed a question, easy enough to understand. "Why help me?" Evan looked directly into her luminous eyes. He tapped the communicator. "Because I know what it looks like when someone is hurting and pretending they're not." Her breath caught. He wasn't pitying her. He was seeing her, the walk beneath the galaxy after dinner. Evan invited her for a stroll through the observation promenade, a tunnel of transparent alloy revealing the endless stars. Stella skipped ahead, pretending to fly her toy ship through imaginary battles. Evan and Sileya walked close enough to feel each other's warmth. She pointed at a blue nebula spiraling outside. Her markings told her story. "I joined a dating network to feel normal. My parents fear I will never find a mate. They think no one will love a silent daughter." Tonight proved they might be right. Evan stopped. He typed, "Your silence is beautiful." You speak more with light than most do with words. Her hand found his, cautious, questioning. He squeezed gently, answering. For Sileya, the moment felt like a star igniting in her chest. Ending, not a burden, a family. They spent hours together, laughter, glowing signs, a clumsy dance under the space lights as Stella clapped, loudly. But Sileya only felt the vibration. When it came time to say goodbye, Sileya signed, "Thank you for saving me from a lonely night." Evan shook his head and typed with a soft smile, "You saved mine." Stella tugged Sileya's cloak. "Will you see us again?" The question hung like gravity. Sileya hesitated, fear whispering that she didn't deserve happiness. But then, she lit bright and brave. "I want to." "If you do," Evan typed, "Sileya, I think you're amazing. Not despite your silence, because of everything you are." Her lights shimmered, bright, brilliant, alive. She signed slowly, hoping he understood. "Perhaps I finally heard something tonight." "Not with ears and with my heart." Evan didn't need translation. He leaned in, gently, giving her every chance to pull away. She didn't. Their foreheads touched, human warmth against alien glow, and the stars seemed to burn a little brighter. Stella cheered. Love had found them, in the wreckage of rejection, and stitched them into something whole. From that night forward, Sileya walked proudly. Evan laughed freely again. Stella gained a glowing mentor and friend. A family formed where others saw flaws, and no one, ever again, dared to call Sileya a defect. She wasn't broken. She was chosen. 3 months later, a new life in light for Sileya. Silence had always been a prison. But with Evan and little Stella, it became peace. She had moved to the small apartment they shared near the observation deck. Every morning Stella woke her with a wave of her toy starship and the brightest smile in the galaxy. Sileya taught her Eulora light signs. Stella taught Sileya human hugs. Evan, a hard-working mechanic for docking starships, found himself rushing home each evening. He didn't want to miss the moment Sileya's glow brightened as she saw him walk in. Love doesn't always explode like a supernova. Sometimes it grows like dawn. Sileya decorated the home with pieces of her culture. Tiny crystals that hummed gently. Translating motion into faint vibrations she could feel beneath her feet. That sensation was her version of music, and each night the three of them sat at the viewport, watching stars drift like lanterns. Sileya had never known family could feel this full, but happiness rarely arrives without someone wanting to steal it away. A knock from the past one quiet night. The door chimed, sharp and urgent. Evan opened it to find 3 Euloran elders, cloaked in shimmering authority. Their stern markings flickered in disapproval the moment they saw Sileya inside. The lead elder signed with rigid precision, "Sileya of Eulora, you have been summoned home. Your union with this human is unacceptable. You will return immediately for correction." Correction. The word slammed into her like a meteor. On Eulora, correction meant genetic suppression, dimming her lights forever so she would no longer be a defective. Shame. Evan stepped in front of her, protectively. "Absolutely not," he growled, even if she couldn't hear the words. She saw the ferocity in his stance. He whispered into his wrist communicator, "She's not your property." The elders flashed a cold warning. She is Eulora. She belongs with her own. Silence must be cured. Difference must be erased. Sileya's markings flared in pure fear. Stella grabbed Sileya's hand tightly. "Stay," she pleaded. Sileya signed weakly. "I won't let them hurt me, but I won't let them hurt you either." The elders issued a final gesture, like a judge's hammer. "We return tomorrow. Cooperate or be taken." They vanished into the corridor, leaving a cold silence more terrifying than any scream. The choice of a heart," Sileya cried, but silently, no sob escaping her throat, only lights dimming like dying stars. Evan knelt before her. He typed slowly, trembling, "You belong where you are loved. That is here. With us." She signed frantically, fear spilling from her fingertips. "If I stay, they will punish you. Humans used to be unwelcome on Eulora. Conflict could start again." Evan placed his hand over hers. Then they'll face the entire human fleet if they try. Stella stood bravely, lifting her toy ship like a real defender. Family sticks together, she declared. Sileya's light flickered with hope, but also doubt. Maybe I am a burden. They always said so. Evan didn't type this time. He signed, imperfect, slow, but deeply sincere. No. He tapped his heart. You are family. Her breath halted. Tears glimmered in her glowing freckles. She traced his name over his palm in light. Evan. Her entire body answered with one shimmering emotion. I choose you. The arrival of the enforcement. Ships the next morning. Alarms. Aeon Cross vibrated with the arrival of Eulora enforcement craft. Sleek silver vessels, casting long shadows over human. Ships, station police froze, terrified of escalating an interstellar conflict. Evan grabbed Stella with one arm and Sileya's hand with the other. We run, he mouthed. They sprinted through the station. Sileya feeling vibrations of Stella's laughter turning into frightened breaths. Evan pulled them into maintenance tunnels he knew, like the back of his calloused hands, but the elders were not alone. Eulora wardens, tall armored figures, hunted them. Through glowing corridors, Sileya stopped running. Her lights flared, radiant and powerful. I will not hide anymore. I am not broken. The wardens froze, the authority of her glow awakening a truth. She was not a lesser Euloran. She was a high-signal carrier, rare, revered in ancient times. The lead elder gasped. Impossible. The deaf cannot shine. Sileya signed with thunderous brightness. Watch me. I speak in stars. Her bioluminescent patterns erupted into a commanding signal pulse, echoing through warden armor. Evan watched, awestruck. His Sileya, quiet, gentle, rejected, now glowed like a goddess reborn. Love as a weapon, the elders attempted to overpower her, signaling orders. Silence her. Contain the mutation. She loves a human, and she is corrupted. Sileya stepped forward boldly. Love is not corruption. Love saved me. Love gave me voice. Her lights reached outward, touching every Eulora soldier's markings. They felt what she felt. Evan's gentle hands teaching her new words. Stella's arms hugging her tightly every night. The safety of a home built from acceptance. A heart healed by human warmth. Some soldiers faltered, their lights softening with shock. For the first time, the elders were afraid. Evan typed only 3 words. We stand together. Stella raised her toy ship. Voice fierce. We protect Mommy Sileya. That single instant broke decades of prejudice. An Eulora officer stepped forward, kneeling before Sileya. Your light is pure. If she chooses the human, we honor it, one by one. Wardens lowered their heads. The elders were overruled by the people they claimed to control. Sileya, the deaf girl they tried to erase, had become their symbol of freedom, ending, and the stars answered her. The elders retreated to their ships, not defeated by war, but by a heart they never believed could speak. Later, Sileya stood with Evan and Stella at the same restaurant where she was once rejected. Now, everyone stared in admiration. Evan typed, You changed 2 worlds today. She signed, touching his cheek. You changed one heart first. He leaned close. She felt the warmth of his breath and the vibration of his laugh. Stella climbed into Sileya's arms. You're part of us forever. Sileya held her, glowing brighter than any star beyond the window. She signed a vow. I am home. Not because of where I am, but because of who I am with. Evan didn't need translation. He kissed her, and for the first time she felt sound not through ears, but through love vibrating against her heart. The stars outside shimmered in approval. Once rejected, once silenced, now a mother, partner, and beacon. Not a burden, not a defect, but a miracle. The end, HFY prevails.